And I would like to call the regular Finance and Personnel Committee meeting for the Village of North Hudson to order on Tuesday, 7 July at 6:30 p.m. Roll call.
Trustees Nelson.
Here.
Pike.
Here.
President Wecken.
Here.
Trustee Zeiss.
And here.
Someplace in there. That's good. Okay. Next is minutes, regular Finance and Personnel Committee meeting from 2 June 2020. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Is there any amendments, corrections, or additions? Hearing none, all in favor of the minutes as presented, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Thank you. Number 3, claims, reviews, and recommendations.
Stan, can I move to recommend the board to approve the July 2020 non-recurring claims of $225,867.81.
Thank you, Kirk. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Brian. Is there any comments or questions?
What's the capital outlay, I guess?
That's beautiful new loader, I'm pretty positive.
That's our loader?
Mm-hmm.
No.
And in the first half, the fire contract is in there.
Okay. That's what I figured the other one was. No, very good. And the rest of them looked all like normal stuff. So if there's no other comments or questions, it's a vote for dollars. Kirk.
Yes.
Let's see. Where I got him? Where the hell are? Oh, there you are, Jim.
Yes. Yes.
Brian.
Yes.
And I say yes also. Thank you. And number 4, presentation by Lake Malibu Association and request for funding for continued water testing, discussion, and possible recommendations.
Hey,
is there?
Hang on, Brian. Stan, like to move to approve the request for $600 they're requesting from each municipality for the Lake Malibu Association to continue testing.
Thank you, Brian. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Kirk. And now, is there any questions we have for our other Brian from across the pond?
I'm happy to answer anything I can. And I just wanted to say thank you for your support in the past, because without the efforts of all the municipalities, there would not likely be a dam in the state park. And that dam is functioning, and there are people enjoying that dam and kids fishing and swimming, and it's been a very worthwhile endeavor. So thank you on behalf of all the previous members as well.
I heard a rumor that they had a little itch condition or something out there from this weekend.
Yeah, all the rain has been an issue. I don't have any updates on all the things that have happened. But to bring it,
and that's nothing you can do. That's the DNR. I mean, what we're trying to do is get our lake straightened out.
Yep. And I wanted to let everyone know too that as an association, we have hired an engineering firm, an environmental engineering firm, who has come out and surveyed the lake and has also explored the watershed, and they are going to help draft a plan and to remediate the lake and ultimately help secure funding and means of being able to do that. So it's an ongoing endeavor. We appreciate your support.
Well, we appreciate your efforts that you guys have done in leading this. We were a little surprised that and I don't know how many years ago when Jim came down and this is a one-time deal.
Yeah.
And we know pretty much with anything with the our friends at the DNR that there's never a one-time deal, and
right.
And it's usually a battle. So I'm good. I'm glad you're doing that.
And I'll make a clarification too. In the letter that I sent you, I made a mistake and I put it along those lines as a 1-year continuation. USGS and DNR wants a 3-year commitment, and we appreciate you committing to a year at this point. If you're able to continue for 3 years, that's wonderful. If we have to revisit this in years 2 and 3, I'm happy to come back and let you know what progress we've been working on and what we've been doing.
Well, with all the present, what are you going to call them? Revenue streams that have kind of dried up or that are going to be way behind on, with taxes because of the, lockdown and everything like that. We could, I would never commit to 3 years because, I'm only going to be here for 2 or whatever it is. And we, let the future boards decide, but I think it's a very well worth endeavor. And, I would love to see that lake back where it was 50 years ago when I used to fish it.
Right.
Brian, how many years?
That said, Brian, during the the presentation, what I'll do during the regular board meeting, we'll do the same kind of motion that we just did, and then we'll open it up for questions because your letter was very well done and should have got if. Hopefully all of our folks read it and they will be on board.
Sure.
How many years have we been doing this again?
Well, I've only been a member for a few years of the association. I know that the water testing originally started in 2012, and the purpose of that was to look at all the runoff that was ending up in Lake St. Croix from the Willow, from the Kinney, and from the Apple River. Then when the dam issue happened in 2015, they agreed to continue that. And originally it was only intended to go for several years. But now with the remediation that needs to happen, we'd like to continue the testing for obvious reasons because DNR is going to want that data as well.
In 2016, the village paid $2,000 towards it. And then in 2017 through 2020, we paid $600 for 4 years. So we've invested $4,400 total since 2016. And Brian, just to clarify, is this $600 for 2020? Because we've already paid $600. Is this?
That's where it gets to be confusing because the years for the DNR, for the USGS, for all these, it never seems like they match up. So USGS needs a commitment, which will start again in September. So it seems like bills are always coming due later. So it's for the upcoming year, correct? It's to be able to continue.
So we pay it in 2020 for 2021.
That's my understanding, yes. And if I'm wrong, I will make sure I get clarification from the board president and from Susan.
Excellent. Okay, any other questions for Brian?
No, that should probably be.
We need a vote. I know we need a vote. I remember that.
Stan, can I ask Brian Breton real quick? Brian, did you need to be to the Town of Hudson meeting by 7 though?
You know what? John Thomas is going to go there in person. So I'm okay. I can stick around for this.
Okay.
Thank you. And thank you for all your emails.
Yep. You're welcome.
No, meetings on top of meetings. This is a spending issue. So I'll start with Brian Pike.
Yes.
Tim.
Yes.
Kirk.
Yes.
And I will say yes.
Thank you all.
And that approves for finance. And we just get the rest of the board on. And the next item on my list is we are adjourned at 6:39 p.m. We'll see you in 20. And I would like to call the regular Board of Trustees meeting for the Village of North Hudson on Tuesday, 7 July 2020 at 7 p.m. Call to order.
Trustees Head. Oh, here. Leaf. Matz.
Here.
Nelson.
Here.
Pike.
Brian.
You're on mute.
Oh,
Here.
there we go.
Sorry.
President Wecken.
Here.
Trustee Zeiss.
In here.
Thank you. And I'll do a change the order and the invocation. Dear Lord, we live in troubled times and there's a lot of struggles going on in the world right now and our country. And we ask, for blessings on those that are our police force and the first responders that are dealing with this. And we ask you, Lord, to please intercede and stop the strife that is going on. We ask that all people come together and all lives matter. Not, it's a crisis right now. All lives do matter, Lord, and we thank you for watching over us. Amen. Okay, let's go with number 2. Review and approve meeting minutes for regular board meeting of 2 June.
So moved.
Is there a second?
A second.
Okay, thank you. Any amendments, corrections, or additions? Hearing none. All in favor of the minutes as presented, signal by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Thank you. Okay, comments from the floor. Opportunity for residents to make board aware of topics, issues, or opportunities either on or not on the day's agenda. Melissa, we got anything?
Nope, I didn't receive anything.
Sounds great. Item 4, joint library board update by Representative Tracy Whiteley. Discussion only. Is Tracy with us?
I am.
And I don't know how to proceed on one of these meetings with the presentations or whatever. So
Well, I could share my screen if we want to try that. Have you done that before?
that I haven't, but I know Nate and Brian and everybody should have other.
Oh, it did say the host disabled participant screen sharing, so I'm not able to do that.
Tracy, they did get a copy of your.
Yeah, I think we all
Okay.
have it, Tracy. We should be able to follow along.
Okay, great. Well, thank you for having me. I just wanted to provide a quick update about what's going on at the library. I'll plan to do a report every month or at least every quarter, depending on the types of information that we have. So Tina Norris, if you hadn't heard already, the director left for an opportunity out of state. I heard that she was going to be closer to family in North Carolina, I believe she moved to.
There's a grandbaby down there. That's
Yes.
probably a big draw. First
That was a big
grandbaby.
draw, yes. And so as an interim, we have Madeline Page and Shelley Tugas who are sharing the director duties while the board searches for a replacement. The personnel committee, policy committee is looking for a new director. Another item that I wanted to update you on was just the reopening of the library. It did reopen yesterday and will be open Monday through Friday from 10 to 2 using the Vine Street entrance. And they're limiting the number of people that can be in the library and doing a lot of cleaning in between. So there is a plan and they're being very thoughtful about opening. I think as part of the interim period when they were closed with curbside pickup for books, I know we took advantage of that and that's worked very well. And a lot more, I think, digital materials too. Let's see. I'm going to be on the finance committee for the coming year, so I hadn't had a official committee assignment, so I will be part of the finance committee. And I'm looking forward to doing that. And we'll be having board meetings the third Tuesday of every month, just like before. Let me see. I think I want to say in September is when we'll be presenting the next, the budget for the next year. So we'll be coming back. I'll be coming back to do that.
Yeah, I met with Shelley within the last week or 10 days, and and she kind of filled me in on what was going on, and it was a very good meeting, and I like the direction that they're doing. I brought up the questions of all right, with the the COVID thing,
Mhm.
that how do they do the sanitizing and different things, and she just write down the list. So I mean, it's going to be very good to be able to go in there. I don't think there's going to be a lot of issues with that. So yeah, she was very, very nice. Shelley was outstanding in the answering questions.
Wonderful. Good. I'm glad. I think that's all I had. Does anybody have any questions for me?
Pretty quiet group tonight.
One thing I know that they're worried about, and I'm sure we'll have more conversations about it, is that the money that comes from the state, I think, is based on circulation, and with physical hard copy circulation, and that's
Right.
seriously down, not just for us, but for all libraries. So I think they might have to look at how the libraries are funded from the state in the wake of the pandemic.
Well, there's going to be a whole bunch of different operations that are going to have to look at how funding is going to go with this, with the pandemic and the lockdown. That's a fact.
That is
So
true.
I got a question for you.
Sure.
On your slide, you say the village represents 11% of the total number of card holders of 11,942. So we're 11% of, or about 1,000 people, basically. Is that what you're saying?
1,333.
3,
Yep.
yep, right above that, Brian. It's about 11%.
1,300.
Correct.
How often do you how often do you clean that list up, I guess is what I'm asking.
Yeah, I think I just read a report from the library that they did just clean up that list recently. So I can find that information, and it might be in the annual report. But
Okay.
they do clean up old unused cards.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
Good report, though, Tracy. Thank you. This is nice.
Okay.
Yeah,
I am getting a new email address too. I think I put my personal one on here, but all of the directors are getting a new Hudson Library email.
Well, get it to
So I'll
Melissa
share that.
and she'll put it on the website. And
Okay.
so we have our contact information out there.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you, Tracy. You're doing a great job. I appreciate it.
Cheers.
Okay, let's see. Next is county board update. Kathy's not here, so we'll bump that down. Number 6 would be request for reduction of letter of credit for the Ridges second edition. Approval requested.
Stan, I move to recommend the letter of credit amount be reduced to 49,000.
Thank
second.
you, Brian. Second. Thank you, Lori. Discussion or explanations? Anybody got any?
I could just summarize it. So basically,
Yeah,
this
thank you.
is our,
Thanks, Kevin.
what's that?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So basically, this is our second reduction. This is going to reduce it from 145,000 down to 49,000. The majority of the work is all completed, except for the final lift of asphalt, which is scheduled for next month. So this $49,000 will stay in force for 14 months. So if there's any warranty items that should arise, the village will still have that to take funds for to do any necessary repairs that may come up during that time period.
So, Kevin, does this include that they've been cleaning up the sand deluge into our park from the rains and stuff?
Yeah. So if they're not, taking care of those types of things, the village has these dollars that they can use to kind of do that on their behalf. Should there not be doing that in a timely fashion. But I believe they've been pretty prompt on anything that is come up to take care of any erosion control things during these heavier rainfall events we've been seeing. So
Yeah, no, that's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure that And I've had a couple complaints. I just was wondering if they've been picking it up, so they've been doing good.
Sure.
Super. Okay. And motion and a second. We got that done yet? We did.
Mhm.
How about a vote? All in favor of the reduction, signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Very good. Okay, next. Consideration and appointment of
Gina
Gina
Hannick.
Hannick to fill the position of the Park Board Committee. Discussion approval requested.
Stan, can I move to approve Gina Hannick to fill the vacant position of Park Board Committee?
Thank you, Kirk. Is there a second?
Okay.
I'll second it. We need another person on that park board to help out Kirk with all his new plans and stuff. So,
Yeah, I'll take this one, Stan. She is just newly moved to Hudson, but she's North Hudson, but has always been around here. Her husband is the live on 6th Street. I'm really excited to have her part of the group. She's got some good ideas, and she's also filled on the Pepperfest board, so she's been part of this for a pretty
very
long
good.
time. The Germains, thank you.
Okay, that's outstanding. Any questions or comments? Hearing none. All in favor of approval of Gina, saying aye.
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 Opposed? Congratulations, Kirk. You got
Thank
another
you.
good member on your park board. Okay. New business from the board or staff. President's comments. As a lot of people have heard, the Pepperfest has been postponed for this year. And what I'm understanding is that it's very sad that we're in that situation, but I'm understanding that a lot of the local businesses are going to be having different kind of fundraisers to try to smooth out Pepper Festival. I think, Tim, do you have anything extra to put onto that?
Yeah, I anticipate some activities on the next August board meeting for some of that information. But you're right, there will be some upcoming events the same weekend that was scheduled, the 21st and 22nd of August, and we're looking at involving a number of the establishments in North Hudson, and you can kind of assume who they're all going to be. But we're excited, and it's called participation. We had to make our decision early because there's so much preparation to go in for Pepperfest that we had to make the decision to postpone it till 2021. And it was a hard decision, but it's what we had to stand by. So that's where we're at, Stan.
No, and that's very similar to when the boosters, canceled. And I talked to them, and it's just the logistics of getting so many people to constantly, there's both sides of the fence in this COVID thing, and so that's it's tough. But I'll tell you one thing: I was really happy that the parade was canceled on Saturday when it was so sweltering hot. To have to sit and ride in that, I'd have melted. It would not have been good. But no, I appreciate that. But I just want to let everybody know that there's stuff going to be coming up. Keep your ears open. Look at the social media and stuff like that, because this is a community group that we cannot afford to lose, and we want to keep them going. And we'll do whatever we can do to help you out, Jim, and the rest of the Pepper Festival. Other than that, there's not a lot going on except everybody's trying to stay cool. So, Melissa.
Yes, the partisan primary election is on August 11th. The same safety precautions will be taken that was taken with the April and May elections. So expect some longer lines. You may have to wait outside. In-person absentee voting will begin on Tuesday, July 28th. And then absentee voting is still strongly encouraged by everyone. You can either wait until in person. However, if we prefer if you have the absentee ballot mailed to you, so then you have less person-to-person contact. The easiest way to request an absentee ballot is by going to myvote.wi.gov. And if you have any questions, feel free to call the village hall.
And we have that posted on our website, correct, Melissa?
The link?
The link to the gov?
Yes.
Excellent.
Yep, it's under the election tab. There'll be more information there.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Next item on the agenda is Plan Commission. They did not meet. Then we had Personnel and Finance Committee earlier this evening. Claims approval requested.
Stan, can I move to recommend the board to approve the July 2020 non-recurring claims of $225,867.81?
Thank you,
I'll second
Kurt.
that. I'll second that, Sam.
Thank you. Is there any comments or questions? It's a bigger number. I mean, we're paying off that beautiful new loader we just got. That I know with the winds and stuff we've had, that Patrick and his team have made, done an outstanding job of cleaning up messes around the village. And it's a great tool. And the other part is we paid, I think fire was part of that one, and fire protection for the first part of the year for our payments. But other than that, everything looked good. And we'll have let's see, roll call vote. I'll start at the top of my screen. Kirk.
Yes.
Lori.
Yes.
Brad Pike.
Yes.
Tim Zeiss.
Yes.
And I also have a yes. Did I miss anybody? I can only see so many people.
Spin it over.
Oh.
Phil.
Yes.
Phil.
Oh, Phil. I can't find Phil, but he's masked up. But thank you, Phil, and thank you all. Let's see. Next on the agenda, presentation by the Lake Mallow Association for funding for continued water testing, discussion, possible approval. We met with Brian in the at the finance committee meeting, and he, everybody got his letter and stuff. So what we'll try to do here is we'll have a motion in a second, and then any questions, we'll have Brian answer the questions so that we can tighten this up. We don't have to waste all the Zoom time. Okay.
Stan, I'd like to move to approve the request of $600 from Village of North Hudson for the Lake Mallow Association to continue testing.
Thank you, Brian. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Kirk. Motion is second. Any questions for Brian? Brian, you want to just give a quick synopsis just for the viewing public out
Sure.
in the YouTube land or whatever?
Yeah, absolutely. So thanks for letting me participate tonight. And again, I wanted to thank you guys for your support in the past, because without the support of the City of Hudson, Hudson Township, and certainly the Village of North Hudson, your partnership was imperative in allowing a dam to be rebuilt in the state park. Without that dam, there would not be a lake in the state park for families to enjoy and kids to catch their first fish. And that's what those parks are for. The dam rebuild was always really the first step in trying to help clean up the lake. There was a lot of damage that was done with the removal of the dam and breaches even during the construction. And if anyone spent any time on the lake, you can see the degradation in water quality. Much of the lake is unnavigable at this point. Plant studies from the DNR are showing vegetation loss in many parts of the lake. And so the next part of this is to gather all the data, and the association has hired Applied Ecological Services to come and really do a comprehensive review and study. That's ongoing, and they will help devise a plan to remediate the lake and also help us determine funding sources in the future as well. Part of that is to continue water testing, and that has been in effect since 2012. Is a larger study for Lake St. Croix that was set to expire in 2015. That continued because of the dam project. And it now is set to expire September 1st. And Melissa had asked earlier about timing of things. And I confirmed that USGS's fiscal year is September 1st. DNR's is different. It's June 30th. So the funding in the money is for the testing to continue beginning September 1st. That's really kind of it in a nutshell. And we've got a lot of different players. And thank you for your approval tonight. City of Hudson's on board as well. And we hope to get positive news from Township as well.
Thank you, Brian. Anybody else? Any other questions? Hearing none, let's go with Phil first.
Yes.
Then I can go to Tim, I think.
Yes.
Brian.
Yes.
Kirk.
Yes.
Laurie.
Yes.
Let's see. Did I miss anybody this time?
Just Dan.
Oh, and I, of course, I'm a big supporter of this, so yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, next on the agenda, Public Works. Brian, take her away.
Stan, Public Works did meet and we have nothing to bring forward.
Thank you. Public Safety Committee, chair update, Tim.
Stan, the public safety did not meet.
Thank you. I would like to welcome the chief back because he's been on a little medical. So thank you for, and I thank God for him coming back to work. Public Welfare Committee. Kirk.
We did not meet.
Okay. Getting right down there now. Park Board Committee, recommendations, chair update.
We
did meet.
We did meet, and I would like to motion to extend the park hours from 8 a.m. to 11:30 in Pepperfest Park on Wednesday, July 15, 2020 for Movie in the Park.
Second.
Thank you. Is there any discussion?
So PJ and I have talked a little bit or a lot about, kind of social distancing and how things we could do. We're not going to do the free popcorn or the water or the drinks just so that doesn't happen. And we don't think we'll have to, but we talked about maybe marking off spots, but we'll both be there just to make sure we let people know to space out a little bit. So hopefully this could be a good thing for the kids because they could use something like this.
The whole village, stuff like this. Right now, to people to get out and I think the people are paying attention. And if you got to start spraying circles and stuff like that, we're in trouble. So I appreciate your efforts on this, and and I believe we can come up with a vote. All in favor of extending the hours of the park, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Let's get them movies rolling, Kirksher.
Thank you.
Kirky, real quick, what's the movie so everyone knows?
We're looking at maybe Mulan. It's a quicker one because the days go a little louder, but we're still up in the air for it.
Thank you.
No, that will be wonderful. It's a good thing. And also, again, I met with the library people, and they are interested in possibly coming out and using our parks, excuse me, for for story times or different things like that. And and I let her know that hey, our parks are open, and we're more than happy to have people come out and start enjoying them.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about that. We're definitely open up to those ideas of a lot of stuff like that where our parks are open.
Yeah, and with the library, because they're limited indoors, but they're good at, you can get a lot more outdoors and stuff. So so that's going to be a good partnership with both of us. Okay, let's see. The park movie is done. Okay, next item is board may convene into closed session pursuant to statute 19.85. Parent 1, parent lowercase e, to deliberate or negotiate purchase of public properties, investing in public funds, or conducting other specified public business whenever competitive or bargaining reasons require a closed session with respect to water and sewer ad hoc committee. Tim, do we have anything tonight?
Let me just
do we
give
need
a
to go
quick
to closed
update.
session?
Yeah, we should probably give the board a quick update as far as what our meeting was.
Stan,
Discuss.
I motion to move to closed session.
Thank you, Kirk. Is there a second?
I
Thank you, Tracy.
second.
Thank you, Lori. All in favor of closed session, I guess, so you're saying aye.
Aye.
Now we will lose.
Stan.
Okay, we are back in open session. There were no actionable items coming out of closed session. We were hoping Kathy could join us, and I have to postpone her table until she can make a meeting to let us know what's going on in the county. And other than that, I would like to hear.
Question. Melissa, are we doing an extra board meeting?
Yes, next week.
Maybe Stan, maybe you could get that update from Kathy during that meeting.
Well, no, that's an emergency meeting. We wouldn't put that.
Don't want to do that?
No, that should the county has been,
Should be yeah.
He would
Okay.
did us when he could. Kathy, that's what we talked about that earlier, and she said, "Hey, if I can get there, and we've discussed this before, so yeah, no, the emergency meeting, that's going to be, something that came up as a fundraiser for a group, and
Okay.
I talked to Lee about it, and I says, you better be calling Melissa on Monday and getting on the list, because he said, what's that going to cost me? I said, depends on who shows up. So we have,
Okay.
That one's a completely different deal, and we don't usually double up on emergency meetings. Is that correct, Melissa?
Yeah, we usually don't keep extra, although I may have to add one thing to it.
Well,
But you're still going to have the August meeting, right? You still have the August meeting?
August meeting will happen. It's just I had something come up that I have to get approval on right away.
no, and that's the thing. I mean,
But yeah, they're usually short and sweet. They're not
Yeah.
a whole agenda.
no, yeah, it's short and short.
Do we need the cable?
Which is
Do we need the cable board for the emergency meeting?
Yeah, I suppose we do. I'll
Nate,
reach out
are you
to
aware? Okay.
I gotta set
All
the
right.
time.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you.
Anything else from anyone? Hearing crickets, I will declare this meeting adjourned at 7:49 p.m. I hope you have a wonderful, blessed evening and a wonderful week.